So, welcome to the review section. I want to talk about public transportation a little bit more. So, most cities and governments get their public transportation through money via federal grants and subsidies. And there's also something called the fare box recovery ratio. Subsidy.
Subsidy.
Both of these kind of come into play because the fare box recovery ratio comes from the operating costs coming from passengers. And for Olympia, Washington, this was only around 2%. So it's not much of a loss for them, and they can reallocate this money into other areas of the city. Reallocate.
Reallocate.
I do really think that this whole free fare is a great thing. Some places in the world pay ludicrous amounts of money just to catch the bus from one station to the other.
Ludicrous.
Ludicrous.
Take my city for example, it sometimes costs up to $5 to $6 just to go one station. So I do think, although I'm talking from a person of the public, not the business person, that this fare-free system does sound extremely good.
Right, exactly. So, I mean, we were talking about Seoul and how we think the quality is very good here. How about the quality of public transportation that you've experienced back home? I know you said it's very expensive, but is the quality good for that money?
I still don't think it's that good either. I think the buses run very well. I think the buses are very clean and they're updated quite often. But however, I'm not really satisfied with the trains that are going through the city. Old and not as clean as I would expect for a person who's paying so much money just to get onto the train. How about in the UK?
It's a mixed bag for me. I do feel as though the quality has improved a lot.
Okay.
The underground is a bit dirty, and we don't really have air conditioning.
Okay.
So in the summertime, being inside that very tight space can get very suffocating.
Right.
Which is kind of horrible, actually. I remember last year we had a huge heat wave, and they just shut down the subway system completely. For taxis, they're great. Yeah, and buses too.
Well, what do you think are some advantages and disadvantages of having fares cut out?
So one disadvantage that comes to mind is that homeless can take advantage of public transportation. And we do have a bit of a homeless problem in London. But you know, people need to get to their work, they need to go back to home. So if there's a problem with homeless people on trains, I feel as though this can cause a big disruption and there'll be a massive conflict about this. Positives, of course, it's free. So
exactly.
we can save a lot of money.
That's the best positive, I think.
Yeah. And what about you?
I would agree with both of those things. For advantages, obviously it gives the public more money to spend, possibly for other things as well, not just for public transportation, because public transportation is a very big fee within someone's life, especially if they go there every day go to and from work every day using public transportation. The disadvantage is probably for maybe certain businesses that cannot profit off this a lot. For the homeless situation, yes, I can imagine that even though we do feel sorry for the homeless, they do cause quite a disruption when it comes to sleeping on the subway, as well as just kind of taking up room that many people who work would usually use up.
Exactly. Okay, well that does it for the review, and we'll see you in the next unit.